Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Whew! Man, I gotta tell you, I'm not real sure about that beaming stuff myself. But as Mel Brooks would say, why did somebody tell me my ass was so big? Anyway, today I'm gonna be checking out Star Trek The Next Generation Futures Past. That's the whole title, by the way. And it's on Super Nintendo. Now, what's there to really say about this? Well, quite a bit. Now, before I get too much in depth with it, this was one of those games that was made before the series Star Trek The Next Generation ended. This was released right before the final episode, All Good Things, came out. And honestly, this turned out to be a thing, because not only was it a port for the Super Nintendo, but also Sega Genesis made one. But today, I'm going to be looking at the Super Nintendo version. While I do like Star Trek The Next Generation, I personally think it's probably the best in the series. This game, however, leaves room for doubt. I'm about to show you why right now. As soon as I get things set up here. Okay, so you put the cartridge in, turn the system on. That's the first thing you see, and it's made by Spectrum Holobyte, and of course licensed by Nintendo, because why not, of course. You see that little Enterprise just come across the screen here. And you get that ever awesome beginning. Now, to be honest, for a 16-bit sound, that's actually pretty good. So you hit the start button. And here you go. Captain's log. No start date this time, just Captain's log. The Enterprise is currently patrolling a region near the Romulan neutral zone. Romulan High Command claims a team of their researchers vanished into the neutral zone over a month ago. Yeah, vanished. Sure. Starfleet offered to assist as a sign of goodwill, but the Romulans declined, citing security reasons. 3 days ago, they asked for permission to enter the neutral zone and conduct their own search. Of course, Starfleet refused such a one-sided breach, given the sensitive nature of this area. The Enterprise has been sent to monitor the Romulans' activity. So there you go. You can see the Romulans are pretty much, needless to say, up to some shady shit. So you hit the A button or the start button and you begin the game. first thing you notice is you get a hail. So you put the hail on screen. And you have the Vulcan scientist Talaris, Doctor of Archaeology. The whole thing is, this is taking place on the ruins on Coda System 6, and she has detected a Romulan presence in the sector, and she needs assistance. So what do? We go to Coda System 6. So you hit the A button when you're at the con, and you see a lot of these Coraxes just come up on your screen. How do you get out of this Corax thing? You really want to know, don't you? Well, I can give you a hint. It certainly ain't the B button like everybody would think it is. No! You have to hit the X button to get out of it, and use the B button to warp to your destination. What kind of shit is this? Anyway, so on now to the Coda system. You gotta go to Codas, and then you gotta find Mu. And then you go to 6. And of course, I'm set at warp 4, so to adjust the warp, you have to hit the right arrow button. So you set that, and I usually just do the most maximum warp possible just to get there. And you're gonna see why here in a little while. So you hit the B button. Get that little cutscene of the Enterprise entering warp. That you can skip, however. If you hit the start button while it's in that cutscene, you can skip that cutscene. So anyways, at this point, you just get a background of the ship moving at warp, and then all of a sudden you come to this planet here, and that's how you know you're at that particular planet. And then so you go over to the transporter room area, or it's actually the turbo lift, but you'll end up going to the transporter room. Hit the A button, and then Captain Picard has another word to say. The Enterprise has responded to a distress beacon from Vulcan archaeologist Dr. Talaris. She claims to have been harassed by Romulans at her dig. Nah! Really? We only read the message 5 minutes ago! Thank you, Captain Obvious! Or I should say, Captain Jean-Luc Obvious. Anyway, there's no sign of a Romulan ship in orbit, but that doesn't rule out their presence on the surface. Yeah, so he pretty much tells you be on the lookout and be careful. And it's a very delicate situation. So you get to choose your away team at this point. I'm picking the usual ones that you see in the show. Because, let's face it, we have Commander Riker, which, to be honest, looks more like a pixelated version of Jonathan Frakes. I do have to say, though, they did a pretty good job on LeVar Burton, even with his visor and all. But you don't see him on the away team all that much. And the same could be said for Michael Dorn, aka Lieutenant Worf. They did a pretty good job on him, but he's pretty pixelated. And that's pretty much all the characters. And of course you see the Captain, who rarely goes on away missions himself, but sometimes he does. Then you have Commander Data. Then you have Dr. Crusher. Then you have Counselor Troy. Again, like aforementioned, Droid of the Forge. And then, who in the actual hell are the other 11 faces on... Oh, excuse me, the other 12 faces on here? What the hell are they? Just red shirts? Yeah, I'm not making this up. You never see them in the show. They're all just a bunch of red shirts. I'm not making that up. You don't even see them. They're just red shirts. They're there to be used and freaking killed by Romulans or something. Okay, off of my soapbox for a minute. So you pick your away team, then you hit the A button, and then you press A to transport down to the surface. So you press A again. I do have to say, I like that sound of that transporter effect. It's pretty darn good for 16-bit, don't you think? So anyways, you use the L and R buttons to select your items, including the command function. And that allows you to have your team play follow the leader. And you can use that same function again to switch back to your phaser. You want to take a wild guess on how you fire your phaser? You would think B, right? No, that'd be too easy. Instead, they have to have you hit A. Wow, well, real freaking great, Nintendo. Thanks. Thanks a million. And you use the B button to interact with stuff. Okay, that makes sense, but why not have Y as the fire button? So anyways, you open that gate, take out a couple of Romulans. Don't see any more Romulans. So we're just gonna open this gate here. And you just walk up to the doctor. She says, "Thank you for coming to my aid. The Romulans might have seriously disrupted my work." I'm sure they would have. I have no comment beyond that. So anyways, you go back up to the ship. Now you're immediately in red alert. And you get this little battle scene with the Romulans, and it's up to you to battle them. It's pretty much a one-sided version of asteroids, in my opinion. Only instead of battling asteroids, you're just battling a single ship. Enemy hailing. Do I really want to spare him, or do I want to answer the hail? Well, fuck it. Let's answer the hail. Let's see what they gotta say. Now, you want to take a wild guess how you answer the hail? Take a wild guess. You got 4 buttons. A, B, X, and Y. And it's not just one of those no. It's not just one of those buttons. You have to push X and Y at the same time. Wow. Just wow. Bad controls all the way around on this one. Just bad. I mean, if you play it long enough, yeah, sure, you get used to the really bad control, but still, like, shouldn't it just be easy to just pick up and play? Like, come on! Alright, so anyways, you have this Romulan Captain, and he says, "Enterprise, we tried to hail you. Our navigation system was damaged, and we drifted into Federation space by mistake." Oh, really? Then how do you explain the randomly firing phasers firing at the Enterprise and draining its shields, or attempting to drain its shields? Anyways, he tells you to be more careful in the future. Your attack on our vessel nearly cost the piece of the neutral zone. Nah. And then the next screen is just a Romulan subspace message, and it's extremely encrypted. So you have no way to break it up until later. And you have a message from Admiral Baldwin. He says, "We received a distress call from Orientis Alpha 4. Their plague has been spreading. Deliver medical aid now." And he tells you that you handled the battle with the Romulan scout ship well, allowing its captain to state the Romulan position. "We don't need to make the Romulan situation worse. We've been intercepting lots of coded Romulan messages, so we just picked up." And he says that he's worried that they're up to something. We need some way to break their code. They're Romulans! Dude, come on. They're always up to something. When are they not up to something? You go to your engineering section. You see if anything's been damaged. That's one of the first things. If not, you press the X button to get out of there. Yeah, freaking X is the back button. How the hell is anybody supposed to know that? I do have to say, I like the appearance that they did on the space background. Red alert again? Didn't I already tangle with the damn Romulans? Ugh. Oh, now you get a Romulan Warbird. This ought to be fun. Let me tell you, this Romulan Warbird is freaking cheap! Oh, haven't you ever wanted to play a Star Trek game where you can run out of ammo? Well, here you go. If you've ever wanted to play a Star Trek game where you can run out of ammo, this is for you. Yeah, I am dead freaking serious. You can run out of photon torpedoes, and you can drain your phasers in this game. Like, really? Couldn't they have thought that through just a little bit? Make it a little more, I don't know, playable? Ugh. No, the shitty part about it is you don't have a clear life bar. The battle ends when the game decides it has to end. Wow, talk about some serious bullshit! When your ship is destroyed, you have this little green screen that pops up that says, all communications with the USS Enterprise have ceased. Starfleet assumes it was lost in the line of duty. Wow, if I wasn't dealing with the cheap-ass Romulans, that probably wouldn't be an issue! And then, get this. Not only is it game over, but it's a game over with back to the freaking beginning. Talk about some major bullshit. Fortunately though, there is a password system involved. So all you have to do is begin the game to get to the password system. So anyways, you go directly to your computers, hit A button, and then you go down to where it says password system and then enter the passcode. Alright, here we go. We're finally at the ship. Let me answer the hail. Yeah. He's basically asking us why it's taking us so long, but we just intercepted this ship, just kind of drifted in our path. And it says it's in a decaying orbit around the moon of Alpha 4b and appears to be in grave trouble. And so we assemble our crew again. So anyways, you get beamed down onto the ship, and the first thing you notice that it's pitch black dark. So you need either data or the forge to do this one. Preferably data, and that's why. Pretty badass, I would say. You can see around in the dark, so you just have him follow the leader. Now you have to go around looking for these little node thingies. These little node thingies will help power on the entire ship and allow you to explore a bit. Alright, main power's back. Now's the time to go looking around and looking for pretty much stuff. Like health refills, circuit boards, and stuff. Now you start trying to get the circuit boards. Uh-oh. Hostile robot. Shoot him! Shoot him! Ah! Shit! Shit! Whew! Now I'm low on phaser power. That's where the laser refills come in. Damn it! Fucking robots. Ugh! So if you get hit too many times, you end up beaming directly to sickbay. And of course, Dr. Crusher has a look at you and says you made a full recovery and go back to active duty. Now you only get to try that a couple more times. After that, it's pretty much game over. That's it. No continues. Seriously, this is Super Nintendo we're talking about. May I ask why no continues? Why no save points? Just why? What? Why? Especially with a game that has as hard of controls as this. Makes no sense. So anyways, by this point, you pretty much already have memorized where your resistors are, so you really shouldn't need to switch to data or anything like that. Should just be able to grab your resistors, go back to the circuit board, find where those resistors belong, and just put them back. You hit the power. Come on, get over there. Get up there. Thank you. Oh, come on, get out of the way. How am I supposed to defend you from these robots if you're going to keep getting in my way? only one more try at this. That's it. Alright, so pretty much at this point, now that Riker's got his hands full, time to switch to Worf. Same thing as follows. You have him play follow the leader and just kind of look around. So I definitely need somebody who's got a tricorder, and that's Data. There we go. And that is how you take care of the robots. Yeah, I said that. You have to freaking access a computer terminal in that particular sector to freaking disable the robots. What the hell? Why go through that much trouble? Why not just blow up only a set amount and be done with it? I guess they figured that would just be a little too easy there. Fuck! Same thing happens if one of your team happens. If one of your team gets hurt. Seriously. The same thing. It's pretty much dying, and you've already died 3 times, so guess what happens here? Far too many good people have been injured on this mission. Our ship has been recalled to the nearest starbase, and the USS Middleton will continue our work. I must accept full responsibility for this failure. So basically, Picard's in his ready room, just looking out at the stars and saying, "Aw, man, shit sucks." Yeah? Well, I'll tell you what the captain of this Enterprise thinks. This shit is pissing me off! Ugh, like I said, back to the beginning. So you go to password system, you go password, and notice there's 25 letters, not 26. The one that's missing is you. Seriously, may I ask why? You have B, C, D. Actually, no, I take it back. There's not even 25, there's only 24. A and U are missing. What is going on here? No joke, you have B, C, D, F. Wait a minute, so hold up. B, C, D. So that means A is missing, E is missing, I is missing. Let's see, what else we got here? O is missing, and U. What is up with this shit? The fuck was going through our minds? I can't believe that they were trying to pass this shit on to people who just wanted a reasonable challenge and pick up where they left off. That is some grade A horse shit. Ugh. Like seriously, this part right here, when you're trying to choose your away team, to select the different character you want to choose, you have to hold the Y button first, and then select the down arrow. Wow, really? Could that be any more cryptic? Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you. So it turns out this whole first part right here is you just going around disabling security systems. So that way the freaking robots just don't keep coming out. I would definitely say probably the most time consuming of this whole thing is just walking around. That's literally all you're doing half the time, is just walking the fuck around. Seriously, why does it gotta take that long? These guys move slower than I do, and I've got a bad heel bone. Come on! I know, tapping the arrows on the D-pad does not make them move any faster. In case anybody was wondering. Well, the computer's repaired. Only took it forever and a half. Fuel connection point. There it is. And then check out the symbol. You have to match out the corresponding symbol with the corresponding fuel canister, otherwise it doesn't work. Alright, I guess what that means. More walking around. Yep, hang on. Yeesh, the never-ending walking. I tell you what's more fun than watching these guys walk around a ship that's falling out of orbit, driving across Kansas. Okay, so apparently I had to look up a walkthrough for this whole thing. After you place the 2 fuel canisters, you're supposed to hit a little red button right next to one of them. And that ends the whole mission. Wow! Thanks! How the hell was I supposed to know that? And you have this little alien that comes up to you and says, "We are Nexians. Thank you for rescuing us from the ages-long sleep. Our ship was so heavily damaged that we won't be able to use our TAVAD when the IFD arrives. We are beaming it over to you. Please accept it with our gratitude. Use it wisely." We sent it... Oh, okay, I'm just done. Anyway, basically they have this IFD and they're going to give it to you as a gift. So, there you go. Okay, glad that's finally over with. What a pain in the ass! Alright. Next, back to Admiral Baldwin. Yeah. Orientis Alpha 4. Back up. Proceed to Orientis Alpha 4. You know, with so much hidden stuff in this game, you would think it would come with a walkthrough, but no, you had to buy that separately. Because, of course you did. Why didn't you? Well, I'll tell you where I'm at with this game. This game is freaking hard as balls and just horrible! Downright horrible! You know what? To hell with Starfleet, they can court-martial me, but I am gonna take on those Romulans my damn self. Go to Red Alert!